up, guys? Welcome to day 17. Welcome to another day of the 100 Days of Making Comics Challenge. Maybe I should just stop trying to forget and just name them as I upload them onto YouTube. That's probably easier. I'm more likely to, well, I'll remember then because I can check it, but I just keep forgetting in the car, so I'm going to make an effort to just not bother saying it, at least in the videos. Unless I remember, then I might. Having sort of deja vu, I think I actually did this in the last round too. Who cares, Chris? Just talk about making comics. Alright, so last night, long night, went to my brother's house for dinner, and then my sister, who lives like 10 doors away, went to visit her after dinner. I had April, Jazz went out with her girlfriends to catch a movie, so it was just me and April for the night. So I thought, oh, go down to my brother's. He's got a little girl, he's got two little girls, so you know, it's always good for April. She can just go down there and play with them and have a bit of fun. So did that, didn't get home till about 8. Still had to bath April, give her a bottle and get her to bed. So by the time I really sat down and did anything, it was probably about 9 o'clock. So not a whole lot of time to sort of really get into other stuff, so I just pretty much dove straight into Monkey Junk. Unfortunately, I don't have any photos or videos to show you, but I can tell you what I did. Yesterday I did the Chris sketches, which I showed you guys one of. I'd done 2 others of him, which I'd sketched up. I finished inking those first. That was the first thing I did, and then I moved into Abby and Geordie. Pardon me, I got the hiccups. So the goal was to do at least 3 poses, and hopefully different poses for each character, just depicting odd little things like being scared, or resting on a table, or drawing a blank to remember what they were. Cooking, like Geordie was cooking. Chris here was cooking. Sitting down or kneeling. Really basic stuff, but just things that just sort of help flex the muscles and show that I have an understanding of these characters, how their forms work and how they work in those situations. So when it comes down the track, when I have to draw something like Abby's climbing up a ladder, I've got a good idea of how that's going to look, so I can do that effectively. So yeah, so I drew 3 poses. I just sketched them out roughly first of Geordie and Abby, and then by the time that was done, it was probably about half hour just getting those sketched. I was having time to kill. I was just watching Doctor Strange, waiting for Jazz to get home. So I just commenced inking them. So I managed to ink 2 of them for Geordie, and I've still got to do the others. So when I get home, I'll ink the sketches for the remaining one for Geordie and the 3 for Abby. So that was my 30 minutes for the day. I'm really enjoying this exercise. I definitely recommend anyone who's getting into a new comic, or someone especially who has quite a large universe. I think it would be beneficial, not even like I was going to say handy, but I think beneficial to you as an artist, someone who's going to be creating these same characters over and over and over, to really understand them, to be able to draw them better, to create consistency throughout the comic. I know there's a lot of artists out there who struggle with not even with consistency, but just the notion of consistency. I remember when I started drawing my first comic, one of my biggest concerns was, what if the character doesn't look the same throughout the comic? It was a huge concern because I'd never drawn the same character over 60 panels. So that was a really scary idea. One, it was scary because it almost sounded a bit boring, because I was like, oh, I'm just going to draw the same guy 60 times. That doesn't sound like fun. And on top of that, what if it doesn't look the same? What if I stuff up the shape of the face, etc., etc.? So doing this now is like in preparation for the upcoming book. So I know, without any doubt or without any reference, I can pretty much just pick up a pencil, draw that character, and go, bam, done. That was easy. Didn't have to think about it. So yeah, definitely recommend it. I'm looking forward to finishing these two so I can get onto the backgrounds. Sorry, I got distracted. That I think is going to be tricky because I might have to do a bit of research first before I actually start doing the backgrounds. As much as I'm looking forward to doing them, I've been really enjoying doing backgrounds over the past year. Even though I haven't done heaps of them, it's something I definitely want to do more of. And I don't know if backgrounds are going to be super integral in the comic book. There's definitely going to be a lot of sort of minimalism in the shots. Like if we're just having a conversation shot, there's not going to be a whole lot of need for background. Once I've set the setting, then you know the next few panels within that will flow nicely anyway. You already have an idea of where they are, etc. So yeah, I think I'll probably try and do a bit of research tonight. Just pick up some of my favorite books. Some stuff like King City is awesome. Or like Dragon Ball and Dr. Slump are pretty good examples. I've got a couple of others. Wonton Soup's one that I picked up last year, which I haven't read, but I've looked through the art and I love the art in there. That's another one, Creature Tech, I think it was. It was a gift from Jeffrey Cruz. That one, I love the art in that. The inking style is really messy, but in a great way, and it works so well for the story. That book was actually a good inspiration to just work in black and white, so thank you, Jeff, for that one. I highly recommend checking those books out, by the way. But yeah, those are the ones I'll probably just scour through over the next couple of nights. Depending how my time goes, I might hopefully just power through getting those pictures inked. I mean, they don't have to be perfect, I just want to finish them. So as long as they look halfway decent. I should also mention another part of the reason that I'm doing this, because throughout, once I actually get started into the pages, I do still intend to come back and draw the characters, just doing random things. I do want to put together a sketchbook that's just 100% dedicated to Monkey Junk. It's going to be filled with sketches, it's going to be filled with the line work, going to be filled with notes. Because I did so much work on Monkey Junk last year as well, I mean, that'll filter in, go, well, this is what it originally was, and then this is what we moved over to, here's the differences, etc. But I really just want to have a book, like a 60-page-ish book of just Monkey Junks, just, you know, making Monkey Junk, something like that, just spitballing here. But that's also been my other direction. I mean, the focus and the study of the characters is up there. That's been one of my biggest importances, but making a sketchbook has been sitting in the back of my mind, because as the book's coming out, even though it's going to be a webcomic, that's something that I can release and go, here, check out behind the scenes. For those people who don't watch these videos, or for those people who don't support my Patreon, you know, it's a good opportunity. So yeah, there's another thing to think about if you're working on a comic and you want to create that extra content for your readers. I find it really nice. When I did Nevermorrow, doing the behind the scenes stuff was so much fun, because it allowed me to actually write up what I was thinking about or why I did that. Although I used to think that stuff was sort of wanky back in high school. There's the reason I failed studio arts. But now actually vocalizing what I'm why I'm drawing, or what I'm drawing, or what it's in reference to, or if it's a little nod to something, etc. Those little things are cool. I always like that in concept books myself when I buy them. So I love the idea that I can do that too with what I'm creating. The last thing I want to talk about before I go, this is carrying on a fair bit, Patreon. I know a lot of you aren't on my Patreon, and this isn't a plea to get you guys onto Patreon. I'm very thankful for everyone who does support me on Patreon. You guys are fantastic, and I really appreciate your support. But I want to talk about, Patreon has just released a new feature called Lens, and from what I can gather, it's essentially Snapchat built into Patreon, but not Snapchat in the sense that it's filled with like filters and everything like that. It's literally just a story mode for Patreon. So I can take photos or quick videos, upload them to Patreon, and they'll be there for 24 hours. Same as, Instagram and Facebook and all that. Like every social media platform has it. So now Patreon's finally included it. I'm assuming there was a fair call for it. I'm going to be using this a lot because I was using it last night. It's really simple to use. I can just do it on my phone, and I can just take quick snaps of the stuff that I'm working on. So last night the things that I was sketching, I snapped up on Lens and posted them on there. So, and it also gives me the option to do public and private posts. So for those of you who are on Patreon, please be sure to check out my Patreon more regularly, because I will be using Lens probably daily while I'm working, doing the behind the scenes photos of the sketch work, etc. I will also be doing some public posts as well. So if you guys are sort of teetering on the idea of maybe supporting me on Patreon, just to help me out, you'll be able to check it out there, and just see some of those public posts as well, and get an idea of what I'll be posting on that page. So yes, I suppose at the end of the day, this is me saying, hey, if you have the opportunity, please support me on Patreon. That'd be awesome. If you can't, thanks anyway for your support on here. I really appreciate it. Every video you guys watch means the world to me, because the idea that people enjoy listening to me and hearing me talk about the making comics process, or the art making process, is awesome. I really love it. I love doing it, and I do hope that down in the future it becomes a more prominent thing in my life, and I can walk away from other responsibilities and make this a bigger focus in my life, and in my career, to be honest. Like, if I could make this a part of my career, that'd be super awesome. Okay guys, I'll leave you alone. I've rambled for 12 minutes now, and I apologise for wasting 12 minutes of your day. But if you haven't been wasted and you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment below and say hello. I'd love to hear from you guys. I actually have to reply back to a couple of you guys because it's been such a hectic couple of days. I haven't had a chance. But I'll talk to you all soon, and have a fantastic day.